because they said he was brandishing weapons during this whole freak off thing. He didn't just have a baby oil; he had a AR-15 in the joint or whatever guns he had. They said he had weapons and was using it for intimidation. So if that's true, and they got that on film, if he was doing that regularly or even once in a while, and he got it on film, he gonna get bagged for them gun charges too.
I got a question for the panel. How does the criminal justice system treat successful black men compared to everyday black individuals?
I think they treat us the same.
It depends on the black man.
That's all.
I think
the money does not make you above the law.
It doesn't, but it's an outlier to think it treats successful black men on a whole bad or in a worse way, because those men realize they have a lot to lose. You have your outliers like the R. Kelly, like the Diddy, and the few names that you can make that would mess up their bag, letting their ego go above common sense. I don't even know. Like people, I hear winds of, the next one up is Jay-Z, and allegedly. You understand? Why are they not moving like him? He's become more reclusive. The more money he got, the more reclusive he got. You could call him good, bad, and indifferent. Oh, he's selling out. He's doing this, that, or the third. He used to be a lot more flamboyant when he was younger. Is that not true?
Oh, that's a fact.
He was always super
from being out there, Kenny. What you think might have saved his life from him being at every single party with Diddy? What you think that thing was that stopped Jay-Z from being out in the streets every night and at the Diddy freak-offs on camera? What do you think the number one thing that stopped him from doing that was?
Or being married?
I don't know what you thinking, but
being married to Beyonce.
Marriage.
He was able to shed himself of Dame Dash, who was a tyrant in the boardroom. He was able to shed all the other people and realize that, you know what? The long game. I'm Joe Camel, but I'm going to have one of the baddest chicks. I'm going to have kids by her. I'm going to become a mogul. I'm going to uplift this girl, put her in the right spaces. That's why his cheating and him getting beat on by Solange, you heard not too long ago. Clout, tell me if I'm wrong, where she almost got on her knees and praised Jay-Z for being in her life. Am I wrong?
Who did that?
Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce.
You know Beyonce.
Oh, I don't know.
She didn't give him a dedication.
I gave you a name.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw that.
So Kenny, check it out. In my personal life, I've had friends where I've been like, man, I talked about this before. Man, Joe, I'm about to go home to the wife and kids, and they end up getting killed later on that night. It's a lot of stuff that you avoid by just having a routine of going home. Would you disagree with that?
I wouldn't disagree at all. But he was more discerning than most. He put himself in a position where he could self-insulate himself, and he knew how to cut the fat when it needed to be cut. Look at Dame Dash. All that brilliance as for what you did. Now you ain't even got a good tooth in your mouth to talk. You understand? You have to sell off your interests. As smart as you, and you was up on DJ Envy talking about no man could be my boss. How'd that work out?
So Marcus, check this out. He been doing this for Diddy allegedly has been doing it for 25 to 30 years. Jay-Z got married in 2008, but he's been hot since the 90s. So it was definitely more than just a marriage, because he could have got caught up in that in the early phases when everybody else was doing it.
No, the law changed because I think all of them did it. I think the people who stopped can't get. One of the things that like part of the RICO is continued criminal enterprise. So a lot of the stuff from the stuff from 2008 for Diddy can be dragged up because he continued it up to this day. Like if you were selling
I think that I wasn't talking about that, because I know you were saying that marriage probably
I think so.
But he was married. He got married in 2008, but he was hot since the 90s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was able to avoid it.
With that stuff back then. Like you could do a whole lot of stuff.
I'm gonna give you two names real quick, not to cut you off, Marcus. I get where he's going because he was in controversy with Aaliyah and Foxy Brown. Jay-Z messed with, allegedly, per what Foxy said, I was 16-year-old and he was throwing that big old dick on me. She said that out of her own mouth.
Whoa, no Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy.
I paraphrased it, sir.
Yeah, just saying no Diddy. I mean, it's fitting to say no Diddy,
None
right?
taken.
And how they was passing around Aaliyah before she passed, rest in peace. Him and Dame had feelings over that. It's documented.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, one thing I would say though about Jay, though, we do have to remember he never was like the out front cat. He was always fairly quiet. The most you heard about him was his music. Have you ever really seen inside of a home of Jay-Z's? You ever seen, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude is he's always been very private. If you remember, him and Beyonce was quiet. It was always speculation for like 8 years before they went public. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he was always fairly I say reclusive, if you will. You ain't really see much about his personal life. You know what I mean? He wasn't out there on Main Street showing off all his shit. He'll rap about it in the song. You might catch him in a music video, and then that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? So I think he just moved.
Go ahead.
I just think he moved in a way where it's like, hey, you to become a successful billionaire, you know what I'm saying? You got to move a certain way. You rarely hear shit about Jay. If you do hear it, it ain't gonna come from him.
All right, let me go ahead and get
I think the difference with Diddy too. Okay,
I'm gonna go to you. Go ahead, Cloud, and then I.
No, I was just gonna say I think the difference between Diddy and Jay too is that I think Jay doesn't really have a poor reputation as far as like people who have worked with him. Like you have a few people who are like disgruntled, you know what I mean? But even those that are disgruntled about Jay-Z, they still seem to have like this like sense of loyalty towards him. Like whenever you hear Kanye or Beans talk about the situation, it's still like a big brother kind of feeling. Whereas I feel like Diddy, it must be how he's treating people, because everybody that gets away from Diddy, it's like, nah, Diddy did me grimy. He slimed me over. With Jay, it's like, oh, he did something I didn't agree with. Maybe we could talk it out. Maybe we can't. I didn't understand what he did, but it's never straight up like, fuck Jay, he's a scumbag. It's rare that I hear somebody say that about him.
You know why, Clout? Because he usually subscribe to the people you see on your way up is the same people you're gonna have to check in with on your way back down. I think everybody in every form of life should always remember that. Try and treat people the same way you treated them when you needed them. You say what? You say what, Shannon?
Choke, no joke. He can't stand. He talk hella shit about him.
Oh,
yeah.
You got it right, because he sent somebody at him and broke his friggin' jaw. I would feel some type of way.
Yeah, the ops gonna feel a type of way, but he's still kind of with all the same people. Meth Bleak, Tata. You know, for the most part, he was with Dame, and he's still with Biggs. You know what I mean? He was with Dame until whatever happened with Dame happened.
Emery, Tata, Biggs.
They all still around, so I think there's something to be said there.